I used to spend 3 hours every morning just manually scrolling through LinkedIn, desperately searching for prospects who might actually respond to my messages. I'd open dozens of profiles, copy and paste names into spreadsheets, and then I'd send generic connection requests to anyone who looked remotely like a potential client. And my response rate may be 2% on a good day. I was burning out fast. Finally, after years, I discovered a few features that changed everything for me. There's 5 hidden features in LinkedIn Sales Navigator that most agency owners have no clue even exist. And once I started using these features, we went from struggling hard to having a consistent pipeline of 50 to 100 pre-qualified prospects who were already showing intent to buy. And our agency scaled to $600,000 per month because we finally stopped playing the guessing game and started targeting people at the exact moment that they needed our help. So if you're getting sick of cold outreach that feels like you're just throwing darts blindfolded, this is gonna change everything for you, because I'm gonna show you exactly how to find prospects who are already in buying mode before your competitors even know they exist. Now let's be real. Most agencies don't use Sales Nav the right way. They treat it like regular LinkedIn with a few extra filters. Now I know this because that's exactly what I did for my first year. I spent hours digging through profiles, sending the same copy and paste connection requests, and just hoping someone would reply. The leads were weak and barely anyone responded. But then I accidentally found a glitch that totally changed everything. Right as I was about to cancel Sales Nav, I came across this. And after using this one feature, our reply rate doubled in 30 days. And since then, I found 4 more hidden features that 99% of people do not know exist. Now here today, I'm gonna walk you through all 5 of these, and make sure you stick around for number 5. Okay, the first hidden feature that everybody misses is something that I call competitor connection mining. Now, most people know that you can use Sales Nav to filter by things like industry, job title, and location. But here's the much smarter move. What if you could see a list of people that your competitors are already talking to? People that they've already built relationships with? Well, here's how it works. Sales Nav actually has a filter called Connections Of, and it lets you see everybody that a specific person is connected to. So here's what you want to do. Send connection requests to the sales reps and the team leads at your competitor agencies. Once they accept, and they will, go back into Sales Nav and use the Connections Of filter with their name, and then add your usual filters like job title, industry, company size, and boom. Now you're looking at a list of leads that your competitor already found, connected with, and likely pitched. So why is this so powerful? Well, these people are already in your target market. Your competitor already qualified them for you, and they might be unhappy with the current service they're getting. When we first tried this, we found that one of our competitors was connected to the marketing director at a Fortune 500 company, and we sent a super relevant message based on a known issue with their current PR agency. And within a week, we were in talks for a 6-figure deal. And that was just from using this one filter the right way. But here's the thing, this only works if you're also reaching out to the right people at the right time. And that's where the second feature comes in and makes this even more powerful. The second feature that I wish I found earlier is something called buying intent signals. Now, most business owners will reach out to leads completely at random. No actual strategy, they're just using industries and company size and hoping that the time is right. But here's the truth. SalesNav actually shows you who's likely in the market for help right now. Now, the trick here is using 2 filters together. The first is changed jobs in the last 90 days, and the second is posted on LinkedIn in the last 30 days. Now, here's why those 2 matter. When somebody starts a new job, especially in something like marketing or PR, they need to make an impact fast. That often means bringing in new tools, vendors, or agencies. And if they're posting on LinkedIn, it usually means they're active and they're much more likely to see your message, accept your connection request, and actually talk to you. So here's how to set this up the right way. Start with your usual search. Industry, company size, location, etc. Now you're gonna add the filter, changed jobs in the last 90 days. And then you're gonna add the filter, posted on LinkedIn in the last 30 days. And then you're gonna save the search. This way you're gonna get alerts when new people match. And this works so well because now you're not guessing. You're reaching out right when they're open to change. We used this exact method and found a marketing director at a mid-sized tech company, you probably heard of them. And she had just started posting about rebranding challenges that they were having. We sent her a message with a few helpful ideas and we mentioned her 2 recent posts. And 2 weeks later, we closed this company with a 5-figure project. Now, once you know who's ready to buy, the next step is figuring out what tools they're already using. And that's where feature number 3 comes in. And this third hidden gem within Sales Navigator that nobody's using and nobody's talking about has completely changed the game for us. That third thing is called technology filtering. Now, you may have heard of it, but you're probably not using it right. What this does is show you exactly what tools and software a company is already using. So why does this matter? Well, it tells you what they're already spending money on, the solutions that they're already spending on that are important to them. And if those solutions are important to them, it probably makes sense that your offer, if it fulfills that solution, is also important to them. This is even more important if those current tools and softwares work well with your services, but they don't have to. But here's the part most people miss. This filter is only available in account search, not in lead search. So unless you're looking for companies instead of individuals, you'll never see it, and that's why most people skip over it. So here's how to use it correctly. You're gonna go to Sales Navigator, and you're gonna switch to account search, and then set your usual filters: company size, location, industry, job title, and then scroll down to where it says technologies used. Now you're gonna have to pick tools that show that that company is a good fit for your service and solution. Now, if you know your field and your industry and your offer really well, you should know which softwares and technologies that your ideal prospect is using. If not, you can use something like ChatGPT or Perplexity to do that research and find out. For example, in our PR agency, we look for companies who are investing in Cision or Meltwater. We filter out other PR agencies, and we know that if they're already using these tools, it means that they take PR and content marketing seriously, and that they might be open to additional help. Now, here's an example of how we use this for one of our clients. We wanted to reach out to e-commerce brands, so we searched for companies using Shopify and Google Analytics. That told us that they were serious about e-commerce. They had tracking in place, but they probably weren't keeping up with what people were saying about them online. So we reached out with a message that sounded something like this: "Hey, we noticed that you're running a solid Shopify store here, but you may have missed out on social conversations happening around your brand. You want us to take a look?" And that type of personalized outreach worked 3 times better than our usual cold messages because it was super relevant to their situation. And that's information that we only had because of the technologies filter. Now listen, finding the right companies is huge, but to really connect, you need to know what content they're already paying attention to. And that's where the 4th feature comes into play. And this one is super overlooked, but ultra powerful. The 4th feature is something called Smart Links with Advanced Analytics. Now, a lot of people still think Sales Navigator is just for finding leads, but it actually has a built-in tool for sharing content in a really genius way. Smart Links let you bundle different types of content like case studies, PDFs, pitch decks, even website pages into one single link. Then you can track exactly what your prospect looked at. But here's the best part. You can see how many seconds somebody spent on each page. This way, before you even get on a call, you already know exactly what they're interested in. Now, here's how to use it correctly. First, you're gonna gather your best content: your case studies, your pricing guides, your service breakdowns, and then you're gonna go to Smart Links section in Sales Navigator. Upload your content and create your custom link. Share that link in your outreach messages, and then once somebody clicks it, you're gonna be able to see everything: which pages they opened, how long they stayed on each section, if they shared the link with somebody else, and a lot of other information that totally changed the way that we did our follow-up. Now, instead of sending some generic sequence like, "Hey, just checking in, did you get my last message?" we can say something personalized, like, "Hey, notice you spent some time on our case study page about the tech startup that we helped getting featured in Forbes. Would you like to chat about how we could do something similar for your brand?" This is so powerful because now we know what's important to them, and we can hyper-target the people who are spending more time on those links. Now, I hope you agree all 4 of these features are ultra powerful, but the 5th feature is really what takes the cake, because none of this works if your lead searches are either too broad or too random. That's why this final hidden feature is so important. And by the way, if you really want to go all in on LinkedIn and generating leads and clients, make sure to join my Insiders program where I teach you all of my secrets and let you copy and paste all of my exact automations. It's linked down below. All right, the last hidden feature is called Boolean searches. Now, you've probably heard about these before, but you're still not using them correctly. So right now, we're going to fix that. Now, the problem with these basic keyword searches that you're still using is that you end up with a bunch of really random or totally off-target results. But if you use something called Boolean search, you can build out super specific searches that find exactly the kind of leads that you want. Now, it might sound technical, but it's actually pretty simple to do once you understand the basics. Boolean searches use words like and, or, and not, and then parentheses to combine or narrow down your search terms. Now, here's an example that we use for our PR agency: VP of Marketing or Director of Communications or Head of PR, and funding or Series A or Series B. And you can keep stacking this with other filters to to find specifically senior marketing leaders at companies that just raised money and are likely growing, and possibly looking for help with PR. In other words, your ideal client. Now here's how to build one. Use quotation marks for exact phrases like VP of marketing. Then you're going to use parentheses to group similar terms. Use or between similar job titles or phrases, and use and to connect the must-have parts. Use not to filter out things that you don't want. Now the best part is that once you've built a great search, you can save it and get notified when new leads match your specific criteria. And if you're still having trouble with the formatting, you can just plug your search into ChatGPT and ask for it in Boolean format. Now yes, these searches take a little bit more time to set up, but once you get the hang of it, you're gonna be amazed at how laser targeted your leads become. Now these 5 features completely change the way that I do my lead generation, and if you implement even just one of these techniques, I guarantee that you see immediate improvements in your outreach. And if you found this valuable, you're definitely going to want to check out my video on how to get clients with LinkedIn, my 3 proven strategies, where I show you exactly how to convert these high quality leads into actual high ticket clients. Click on the link in the screen now to watch it next. And if you want to work with me, the links are down below.